It's day 4 of 10 riffs in 10 days, and we've got a fun one today from a band I've never covered on this channel. This is the song I Speak Astronomy by the band Jinjer, an awesome metal band from Ukraine. This song is fantastic, and I especially like this verse section. This song is played on a 6-string in drop A. I'm going to do it on a 7-string in drop A because this riff is just staying on the 2 lowest strings. This riff is only 3 measures long, and here's the first bar. This is in 3/4, and it's rooted on this C sharp at the 4th fret. Pay close attention to the bends in this riff. They're adding a lot of the character. And there's this run, which is probably the trickiest part to play. The second measure is exactly the same as the first measure, except 2 16th notes get added to make a bar of 7/8. By adding the extra hammer on in there. And this is one of the most common ways to create an odd time signature by just adding or subtracting from a common time signature. I actually have a whole masterclass lesson on addition and subtraction. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into this, I'll link that below. This final measure features more low notes and bends with these dotted 8th notes, which create this 4 against 3 feel. So you have the pulse of 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 against 3 is the core rhythm of all 3 measures of this riff, and it's adding a really nice syncopation here, but I'm still feeling that quarter note pulse through these bars of 3, and in the bar of 7/8, I'm feeling 3 quarter notes and an 8th note. And the drums are sometimes playing straight quarter notes in the cymbals, and sometimes they're following those dotted 8th notes, but that quarter note pulse is still the overriding feel here. This rhythm isn't anything too crazy, but it's really fun to listen to, and I love that addition of the 7/8 bar, and also the fact that this is only 3 bars long, where most riffs end up being phrased in groups of 4 or 8 bars. The riff changes a little bit when the vocals enter. Instead of the low notes being held and bent, they're cut short. And that makes the riff a little groovier, and it also leaves some space for the vocals. Speaking of vocals, there's some interesting stuff happening harmonically here. We're rooted on C, and the vocal melody hangs around a C sharp for most of the verse. But sometimes she's singing an E sharp. And this is really giving me the vibe of Phrygian dominant. Phrygian dominant is the 5th mode of harmonic minor. In this case, the 5th mode of F sharp harmonic minor is C sharp Phrygian dominant. It's a very common metal sound. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the guitar riff isn't coming from Phrygian dominant. There's an E natural and G natural in the riff, whereas Phrygian dominant in this case would have E sharp and G sharp. And these are happening pretty quickly. And I would imagine the riff was written first, and then afterwards they came up with a melody that sounded good over top of it. But the vocals and guitar don't clash here, and that's all that really matters. And that E and G in the riff are the minor 3rd and the flat 5 of our root of C sharp, both very common notes in metal, and this vocal melody works really well over the riff. I also like the interplay between the 2 vocal styles here, almost a call and response kind of approach. It adds a cool atmosphere to this verse.
Taking
So there's the verse from I Speak Astronomy by Jinjer. This whole song is awesome, and I'm a big fan of this riff. It's really fun to play. I'll see you all tomorrow for day number 5 of 10 riffs in 10 days. Till then, stay proggy.